Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Yeah.
This is where we really dig into important ideas and try to boil them down into something useful, just for you.
Exactly. No more information overload. We're aiming for real understanding fast.
And today, we are plunging into some, well, really game-changing concepts about how you use your time. It's based on excerpts from the book, First Things First.
That's right. We're looking at that feeling, where you're super busy, but maybe not super fulfilled.
Like running flat out on a treadmill, lots of effort, but maybe not going where you actually want to go.
So our mission, if you like, is to figure out why just doing more isn't the answer.
And to explore this alternative, a principle-centered approach, putting what really matters first.
Okay, so where do we start?
Let's kick things off with this key image from the book. The clock and the compass.
Ah, yes, the clock.
That's your schedule, right? Your appointments, your to-do list, all the when and where.
And the compass.
That's your direction, your core values, your principles, what truly deeply matters to you.
And the big question is, how often do those two things actually line up in your week?
Exactly. A lot of people feel like the clock is just running their lives.
Totally. You can be incredibly efficient, ticking off boxes, getting things done.
But still feel this, I don't know, this nagging sense that you're spending your energy on the wrong things.
Yeah, that your compass is pointing one way, but your clock is taking you somewhere else entirely.
And the traditional advice, time management, the book calls them the first three generations.
It's all about the clock, isn't it?
All about efficiency, control, squeezing more in.
Getting better at managing the minutes.
But the book argues, pretty convincingly, I think, that this clock-only focus can actually make that gap, that feeling of unease, even wider.
Because you just get better at doing things faster, but they might still be the wrong things.
Right. Think about it. If you magically got 2 extra hours a day just by being more efficient.
Would that suddenly make you feel fulfilled if you're still not doing what matters? Probably not for most people.
The real challenge isn't just doing things right. It's doing the right things.
And that's where this fourth generation idea comes in. It's a shift.
Not just another scheduling hack.
No.
Yeah.
It's about personal leadership.
Yeah.
Leading yourself towards what has real meaning.
So it forces you to ask, am I just reacting all day, putting out fires, dealing with the urgent?
Or am I proactively making space for what I know is important?
The book talks about urgency addiction. That sounds familiar.
It's easy to get caught up in it, isn't it? That adrenaline rush from tackling the immediate problem.
Yeah, you feel productive in the moment.
But the cost. The hidden cost is huge. You can lose sight of the things that build lasting quality of life, relationships, purpose, health.
So what are these first things then, the truly important stuff?
The book suggests they connect to basic human needs and capacities, like the need to live our physical well-being,
Right.
to love building and nurturing connections, to learn always growing, understanding more,
Right.
and to leave a legacy making a contribution, something beyond just ourselves.
So the goal is to use your inner compass to prioritize these things.
Exactly, guided by what the book calls true north principles. These are like the fundamental laws for a quality life.
Interesting. And sometimes putting these first might look, well, unbalanced, right?
Yes, that's a great point. The book shares the story about Stephen Covey's daughter, Maria, right after she had her baby.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. She was feeling overwhelmed.
Totally frustrated. The baby needed constant attention, and her to-do list just wasn't getting done. Felt like she was failing.
And the advice was basically, just embrace this season.
Pretty much. Relax and savor this unique time. Let this little one feel the joy you find in being a mother.
It's powerful because it shows that sometimes the first thing is that intense focus, even if other areas take a back seat for a while.
Her internal compass, love, nurturing was overriding the clock, the schedule, and that was absolutely the right thing for that time. It was a necessary short-term imbalance.
Okay, so it's not just about knowing your values, but valuing principles. What's the distinction there?
Well, your values might be personal preferences, what you think is important right now, like maybe you value excitement.
Okay.
But principles, the book argues, are more universal. They're fundamental truths that lead to positive outcomes consistently. Think integrity, fairness, service, contribution.
So true first things are tied to these principles, not just my personal whims.
That's the idea. These principles are like lighthouses. They don't move just because you prefer to sail somewhere else. They reliably guide towards good results.
It's not just about me, is it?
Definitely not. The book really stresses interdependence. Quality of life is about us, not just me. Those authentic, synergistic connections with others are key.
Okay, so principles over just practices too. Explain that.
Right. We often look for practices, specific techniques, how-tos for certain situations, like a script for handling difficult conversations.
Sure, those can be helpful.
They can be. But if all you have are practices, you can feel lost when you face a totally new challenge where the old script doesn't apply.
Like having a toolbox with only one specific tool.
Exactly. The book mentions Arnold Toynbee's challenge response idea. We develop habitual responses, practices for recurring challenges.
And those can become rigid.
They can become limiting, yeah. What worked yesterday might not work today. We need something deeper.
Which is where principles come back in.
Right. Principles are the why behind the what. They're adaptable. They help you figure out the right practice for a new situation because you understand the underlying truth.
So trying quick fixes that violate these principles, it just won't lead to lasting quality.
It's like building on sand, essentially. It might look okay for a bit, but it lacks a solid foundation. These true north realities, as the book calls them, ultimately govern the outcome.
So how do we connect with these principles? How do we use that inner compass?
Through what the book calls our 4 unique human endowments. These are capacities we have that exist in that little space. The space between stimulus and response.
That gap between what happens to us and how we react.
Precisely. And in that space lies our power to choose, our freedom, our ability to change and grow.
And the 4 endowments are?
Self-awareness, conscience, creative imagination, and independent will. They are the inner compass, effectively.
Okay, let's break those down.
Self-awareness. That's the ability to step back and look at yourself. Examine your thoughts, your motives, your habits, your reactions.
Crucial, I imagine.
Absolutely fundamental. The book makes a key point. If you're always blaming external things, other people, circumstances.
You give them power over you.
You empower those external factors, yes. Self-awareness is the first step to taking responsibility and making conscious choices.
And it mentions making and keeping promises.
Yeah, that's tied in. Making and keeping promises, even small ones, to yourself and others builds self-trust and integrity. It strengthens that sense of being able to choose and follow through. Broken promises erode it.
Okay, second, creative imagination.
This is our power to envision possibilities, to see beyond our current reality, beyond past experiences, to create something new in our minds.
The book uses that MacGyver factor analogy, right?
Ah, yes. Love that. MacGyver could solve anything with, like, a paperclip and some duct tape because he understood principles, right? Physics, chemistry.
He wasn't just following a manual.
Exactly. Creative imagination, in this sense, is about applying principles flexibly to new situations. Thinking outside the box, seeing solutions others might miss because you understand the fundamentals.
Got it. Third is conscience.
That inner sense of right and wrong, your internal guidance system that aligns with true north principles. That quiet voice, or sometimes not so quiet feeling, that tells you when you're on or off track.
And finally, independent will.
This is the power to act, to make choices based on your self-awareness and conscience, even if it's hard.
Even against ingrained habits or pressure from others.
Especially then, it's the capacity to choose your response deliberately rather than just reacting on autopilot or giving in to impulses. It's about follow-through.
Okay, so these 4 endowments are powerful tools. How do we actively use them to prioritize those first things?
A key tool the book proposes is crafting a personal mission statement.
Not like a corporate mission statement.
No, much deeper. It's a personal constitution, grounded in your deepest values, your unique gifts, your sense of purpose. Something bigger than yourself.
And it should address those 4 needs we talked about. Live, love, learn, legacy.
Ideally, yes. When it's well crafted, it becomes like your personal DNA for making decisions. It clarifies what truly matters most to you.
And this connects to the passion of vision.
Absolutely. When your mission statement resonates deeply, it ignites this inner passion, this deep burning yes.
Making it easier to say no.
Exactly. It makes saying no to the unimportant, the urgent, but not important, much easier because you have this compelling yes burning inside. Your motivation comes from that clear why.
Without that clear vision, you risk the ladder against the wrong wall problem.
Oh, that's such a powerful image. Climbing and climbing, working so hard.
Only to realize you're on the wrong wall altogether. The success you achieved doesn't actually bring you fulfillment.
The book gives that tough example of the entrepreneur who made millions but lost his family. A tragic illustration of climbing the wrong ladder.
Which brings us to this idea of a personal integrity account.
Yeah, think of it like an emotional bank account with yourself. Every time you make a commitment and keep it.
You make a deposit, Build trust in yourself.
Right. And every time you break a promise, act against your conscience.
You make a withdrawal. Erode that self-trust.
And self-awareness is key here, isn't it? You need it to set realistic goals, commitments you can keep to manage that account effectively.
Okay, so we have the principles, the endowments, the mission.
Yeah.
How does this translate into practical weekly action? This leads to quadrant 2 organizing, right?
Yes. This is the how-to part, but it's very different from traditional time management. It's a weekly process, maybe just 30 minutes or so.
And the goal isn't to cram more in.
No, the goal is to consciously subordinate the clock to the compass, to make sure you're scheduling the important stuff, not just reacting to the urgent.
So what does this weekly process involve?
Well, it starts by connecting with your mission, that vision, your roles in life, getting clear again on your true north,
And thinking about balance.
balance and synergy among your roles, parent, spouse, professional, individual, recognizing they're all connected.
And this includes sharpen the saw.
Absolutely central. That's the foundational role of taking care of yourself physically, socially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually.
Because if you don't sharpen the saw,
You burn out, your capacity diminishes, you can't be effective in any role long term if you neglect your own well-being. It's not selfish, it's essential maintenance.
right. And these roles aren't separate boxes, are they?
No, they overlap and influence each other. And sometimes, like with the new mother example, one role might rightly demand more focus for a season. It's about contextual balance over time, not perfect mathematical division each week.
So the process involves setting goals based on these roles and principles.
Yes, principle-based goals that move you towards that quality of life you want. The book suggests setting context goals first.
Longer-term goal.
Yeah, mid-range or long-term goals that give your weekly actions meaning and direction. Using that what, why, how format can help clarify them. What do I want? Why does it matter? How will I approach it?
And the perhaps list.
Just a running list, a place to capture ideas for goals as they come up without pressure. Then in your weekly planning, you review it and decide what to commit to.
Okay, so what makes a good weekly goal in this system?
The book lists 5 characteristics. They should be driven by your conscience, aligned with true north.
Okay.
They are often quadrant 2 important, not necessarily urgent. They should reflect those 4 basic needs.
Live, love, learn, legacy.
Right. They should be within your circle of influence, things you can actually impact.
Makes sense.
And they should be either specific determinations, I will do X, or areas of concentration, I will focus effort on Y.
And this goal setting integrates the 4 endowments.
Beautifully, yes. Creative imagination helps you see possibilities for goals. Self-awareness helps you make them realistic and adjust them based on your conscience. And independent will gives you the power to actually act on them.
But even with the best plan, stuff happens. Life throws curveballs.
Always. Which is why the concept of integrity in the moment of choice is so critical.
Every decision point is a moment of truth.
That's how the book frames it. It tests your character, your commitment to your principles, your competence.
And lots of things influence us in those moments.
Oh, yeah. Urgency, what others think, the social mirror, expectations, our deep values versus our habits, our conscience, our needs, our wants. It's a complex mix.
But ultimately, the choice is ours.
That's the core message, echoing Viktor Frankl. Your fundamental freedom is the power to choose your response. You are responsible.
So how do you act with integrity in that moment?
3 steps. Ask with intent, really. Listen to your conscience. What's the right thing here? Listen without excuse. Don't rationalize doing the wrong thing. And act with courage, just do it, even if it's tough.
The example of the employee pausing before the meeting.
Yeah, instead of just reacting to the colleague's urgency, pausing to ask, what's most important right now? Considering the upcoming meeting and principles like respect and preparedness.
Okay, this feels very individual so far. What about working with others?
Great question. That brings us to the synergy of interdependence. The reality is we spend most of our time, maybe 80%, interacting with others.
So we need to move beyond just independence.
Towards interdependence, yes. Recognizing that we can achieve more together than alone.
And the book contrasts transactional interactions
Which are just about the task, the exchange.
with transformational interaction.
Which aim for synergy. Creating something better together through shared understanding and vision, not just delegating tasks.
And the key principle here is win-win.
Absolutely. In interdependent situations, the book argues win-win is the only truly sustainable option long-term. Anything else, win, lose, lose, win, eventually breaks down trust and cooperation.
And this comes from an abundance mentality.
Right. The belief that there's enough success, enough credit, enough good stuff to go around, it's not a zero-sum game.
So the win-win process.
3 parts. First, really think win-win. Approach the interaction of wanting mutual benefit. Second, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Huge one. Listen with empathy before you make your case.
Respect, humility.
Exactly. And third, synergize. Value the differences between you and the other person. Look for those creative third alternatives that are better than what either of you came up with alone.
And doing all this leads to empowerment.
Empowerment from the inside out, yes. When you live by these principles personally, you become empowered. And that naturally extends to empowering others in your family or organization. Focus on your circle of influence.
Shared vision is important here too.
Crucial. Like that Smith team family mission statement for their vacation, it created unity and shared purpose. Empowering mission statements tap into our deepest selves, our unique gifts, a sense of purpose, address the 4 needs, and our principle base.
And those win-win stewardship agreements.
Those are practical tools for making interdependence work smoothly. They clarify expectations up front in 5 areas.
Desired results, guidelines, resources, accountability, and consequences.
Exactly. Getting clarity on those 5 things avoids so much misunderstanding and conflict down the road.
So pulling it all together,
Hmm.
living this way, aligned with principles, it leads to peace.
A deep inner peace, yes. Not just the absence of trouble, but a kind of joyful living that comes from within, from knowing you're living in alignment with true north.
Which is different from seeking peace through external things.
Very different. The book contrasts it with trying to find peace through just money or status or control. Those things are often fleeting and don't satisfy that deeper need.
It uses that letting go metaphor.
Yeah, from the movie The Mission, sometimes you have to let go of your ego, your attachments, your need to control, and just align with the principles.
Because true peace
Comes from the triumph of principle within you. It's an inside job.
Wow. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, the big takeaway really seems to be
It's not about how fast your clock is ticking. It's about whether your compass is guiding your actions aligned with principles.
that internal compass is key.
So maybe take a moment after this, reflect on your own clock and compass. Is there a gap?
What are your first things? And maybe what's one small step you could take this week to prioritize them?
And here's that final thought to chew on.
What's one urgent thing, something that feels pressing right now, that you could consciously choose not to do this week?
To make space for something truly important, something that nourishes your soul or builds your future.
We've really only scratched the surface here today.
Absolutely. These are big ideas, life-changing ideas if you engage with them. We definitely encourage exploring them further.
Thinking about how to integrate them into your own life, your own journey.
Towards living a more principle-centered and ultimately a more meaningful life.